Oh yeah, yeah. Yo, let me slow down. I'm a little hype right now. We got South Africa in the building. We got South Africa in the mother building. Yo, Jab. I know you a DJ, homie, but go ahead, bust on him real quick. Give me 16 bars.
Yo, if you didn't know right about now, chilling with Damien Hudson and my man Jacob, internationally recognized, locally accepted, Mr. International Passport Pimping. I go by the name of NoShadowJab, social media, Jab and Jaw on the street. What's good, everybody? How you doing?
Woo! You heard the man, ladies and gentlemen, special guest. Special guest, NoShadowJab, all the way from South Africa, my brother. How are you feeling today? Talk to me.
Can't complain. It's my girl's birthday today, so we're celebrating. It's a good day, but can't complain, man. You know, we're living in the digital era now. So yeah, discoveries, new world. We're roaming in, new discoveries.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah. We are living in the digital era right now. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that something?
Oh, I never thought I would meet people online, but I haven't met them in person. But they're brothers, you know, and sisters to me. You know, like you, Damien, like Jacob. You know, like it's family out here. It's like I haven't met y'all personally, you know, but already I'm like, yo, these are my people, man. I speak about you guys like I know you already.
Now that's amazing, Jab. That's honestly amazing, brother, because I met you on the internet for real.
Yeah, no, that's the truth. And now it's like, funny enough, us speaking about this, it's like there's another homie, Funky Child from Hawaii, and when I got into the Twitch game, he was like one of the first people to be like, yo, let's come stream with us in Hawaii and whatever. He put me on. And then I got to do a 360 for him and say, yo, I got these people I met up online. You put me on, you taught me all this. Now I got a hookup for you, my brother. Let's go this way now, you know? So it's a beautiful thing,
incredible, man. That's so cool.
It's beautiful. You know, it's a beautiful thing about the online world, man.
Yes, it is. And much like you, I met in the online world. I also met my co-host, Jacob, was popping with you. Was Gucci, homie?
What's good? How's it going?
Man, I'm cooling, man. I can't complain. I've been working very, very hard this week.
Yo, you're always working.
You said you've been working too, Jacob, huh?
Yeah, I was gonna say, no, I felt that, Dame. I've been working so much. I've been getting my sleep schedule messed up, but it's worth it. It's worth it. I gotta say, I'm happy with the product, the results, everything that's happening right now. I ain't got no complaints, honestly. I'm on a good grind right now. It'll be worth it one day, I promise.
True. I fully agree with you.
Yeah.
See what Jacob is saying right there is the motto I live by every day.
Yeah, Jab. Honestly, it's a mindset. It's like a way of life. You either know it, or you either do it and know it, or you just don't. You just don't got it, you know.
And sometimes you have to remind yourself when you think you're not reaching your goal, and say, "Yo, don't rush. I still need to work."
Yeah,
you know, put in that effort.
Yeah, it's hard sometimes because like you can get hella frustrated if you're not hitting those goals and everything. You just get frustrated. I've been there. I mean, I was there like a few weeks ago. I was like, fuck this. Like, I give up. And then I have to remind myself, like, no, it's a part of the process. It's all a part of the process. Keep pushing. It'll be worth it one day. And this will be a moment you look back on and be like, I'm so happy I didn't fucking give up right here.
Exactly. And also, one thing I've learned is that when you're about to quit, it's usually just that little extra push to get like one of your results out.
Yeah. No, exactly. And imagine if you had, man, like I always think about that. Like, imagine if I did quit. Like, when I look back and be, you know, like however many years old and be hella mad at myself that I quit. I don't want to live a life with what ifs. That's like my biggest fear.
Exactly. Like if I quit, I wouldn't have met Damien. If I quit streaming when I was streaming.
Yeah, I mean that's a crazy lot to think about, man.
Yeah, no, but it's cool, man. But no, as long as we're pushing, that's what counts for me. As long as
all that matters.
Yeah.
What an amazing conversation. To pardon my interruption, but this is an amazing topic. Let's stay on this for a bit because the mental health that is attached to a hard worker, the mental health that is attached to a person who finds themselves a workaholic, right?
Yeah.
Like, what does that do to you? And I love what you said, Jab, the fact that you have to remind yourself that you are still on this journey. You have to remind yourself that it's a marathon, not a sprint, right? It's a continuation. It never stops. You keep going and going and going. And that is what represents the greats out there. This idea that they will never give up, this idea that they will not be defeated, this idea that they won't take no for an answer. Saw an interesting quote by Elon Musk today, or it was from someone else speaking to Elon Musk via the new app, Clubhouse. And they said to Elon, they said something along the lines of, Elon, what do you have any encouraging words of support for future entrepreneurs? And Elon Musk replied, if you need words of encouraging support, don't be an entrepreneur.
That's true.
Wow.
And that's what I'm talking about, man. That's what I'm talking about. Like, we put ourselves out there on a daily basis. We put our art out there on a daily basis. We put our craft out there. We're grinding, we're working, we're hustling, we're doing music, we're making mixes, we're flipping the shit. Unlike many other people out there, regardless of which we put it out there, and we expect, or not expect, but we hope. Of course, live with no expectations as an artist. I greatly recommend that. And I think that's a bit what Elon Musk was saying right there. You need to live in a world of no expectations, but we put ourselves out there and we hope that our friends and our family will support us and retweet and reshare and send out the links, but it doesn't happen. And that is a part of the game. That's a part of the process. But the mental health that's attached to that, it either breaks you down, chews you up and spits you out, or you are able to put on that shield of defense and say, you know what? I don't give a fuck how many likes this post gets. I don't give a fuck who's on this Twitch stream. I'm going to be here. I'm going to show up and I'm going to tap in, as they say. This is what the kids are talking about, right? Tapping in, right? Everybody's tapping in. What do you say to that, Jap?
Yo, like for me, like exactly the way you said it is how it goes. Especially, it's like for me, I always look. Funny enough, there's this comedian in South Africa who had a joke. It became like a popular thing that went around, which was "Shut up, work harder." You know what I'm saying? And it's the motto. It's like you complain, and it's like also comes back to a saying we have in Africa, in South Africa, a Zulu saying, where somebody will ask you how you doing, and you'll say "Ukukhala akusizi," meaning complaining doesn't help. So no matter if you got the problems or whatever, but complaining doesn't help, you know.
Hold the phone. If I may interrupt you, you got to run that by us one more time, because the whole world needs to know how to say this. This might be the first.
So I'm gonna say,
go ahead, please.
I'm gonna say it normally, then I'm gonna break it down a bit. So if you say it normally, it would be ukukhala akusizi. You know, so it would be ukukhala akusizi. So ukukhala
akusizi.
Yeah. Which means akusizi. Ukukhala akusizi, yeah. So it means complaining doesn't help, because after that they'll say, well, this is now translated in English. It'll say, we slaughtered a goat on a sheep on Christmas. It cried and it cried, and we still had it for lunch. You know what? It cried. So that's the whole saying behind it. It's like complaining doesn't help. So shut up, work harder. You know what I'm saying?
I'm about to get that word like on a poster behind me, on like one of those like posters that lights up, for real.
Real
like
talk.
Yeah, it's real talk. Basically, like, as much as I can complain, nobody cares.
Yeah.
You know, like, I can complain and tell you my problems, but nobody cares. The best thing I can do for myself is focus my energy on what matters. And that is where I want to be. It's for me, I look at the streaming, I'm like, especially like, I'll take it from the streaming world. I started this off, it was an outlet just to play music. You know, it was like, I moved from the Instagram thing. I was like, let me play music, a better platform, better sound quality, better everything. First few months, especially as a South African jumping on Twitch and not being a gamer, as a DJ, it is hard because I was streaming for nobody at the beginning. It was literally my girlfriend watching me while I was streaming in the living room, and one or two other people who like really were cool, but it was hard, and I had to do it for like a good 4 months with like minimal viewers, maybe five at the most. You know what I'm saying? But my goal was, yo, no matter even if nobody pitches, record this, package it, put it out. Because at the end of the day, people will see it and they'll want to see what's going on. Because if you stay consistent on it and you keep on showing them that this is happening, they'll be like, yo, but okay, let me go see what it's about. Next thing, one day you'll have 50 people tuning in and say, oh, this is what it's about, and it's a full room and it looks good. In turn, they'll come back next time thinking, you know. So for me, it's focus the energy on where it matters. If if
Man.
you're gonna complain, nobody's watching, my friends are not supporting. Nah, don't focus on that because that's slowing you down. Focus on creating, making it better, the next move, enticing them on the next thing. Oh, that didn't work. Look, problem solve instead of complaining. That's basically it. I think.
Wow.
Yeah, I think.
You have $1 million mindset, and I don't even mean that financially. I just mean you have a
Dude,
golden mindset.
yo, man, I won't lie. It's just life, man. What it's taught you, man. Like, I've been through the stages where, like, I've worked and I've been through the stages where I came up and I was the popular guy. I got the popularity and was cool. And then I took a break because, with the popularity comes things that throw you off. You know what I'm saying? And I took a break and I sat down and I reanalyzed my life. And I was like, if I'm going to do this, I need to do it right. I can't be doing it for popularity anymore. And by doing it right, it might mean that I might not advance as fast as other people, but I will advance on my terms.
That's
And
all
that's
that
what counts.
matters.
Yeah,
All that
yeah,
matters. We all move on our own pace, and people always
yeah.
try to recognize the because, like you said, you were saying that at the beginning. Sometimes you do stuff, you have like one person watching, maybe five people, but it builds character. It's all about what you make of it, and
Yo,
eventually, the world cannot deny you. If you keep pushing at
exactly.
something consistently for a long time, the world will not deny you.
You
It's
see
literally impossible.
what Jacob just said right there? Do it until you're undeniable. That's also another one. What Jacob said right there is perfect.
Hell
It's
yeah.
true.
Yeah,
Undeniable.
yeah.
We all know what that
Undeniable.
reference
So
is.
yeah, man, I always say for mental health, especially, take a break sometimes from the things that worry you. Take a break from your problems. It's okay to take a break from your problems and say, today I don't want to. You might have debt. Just the one day, say, forget the debt. I'm gonna actually have a good time today. Today I want to have a good time for myself, and I'll worry about the debt tomorrow. And it doesn't mean you're running away. It's just sometimes you got to clear your brain, just relax, regroup to figure out a better way to solve your problems. You
How
know?
do you clear your mind, Jab? 9 times out of 10.
Uh, I just take time off whatever is happening. I try to run away, like not run away, but it's more like if I know streaming, gigging, and whatever, and then I put a pause on it. I'll watch the dumbest shows ever. I'll say, yo, today I'm not trying to think. I just want to chill. If I might even lie on the couch, just watch YouTube videos about Russian fails, people jumping through windscreens for the whole day. But it's like it's just like I'm taking a break from the norm,
Yeah.
you know, doing something else, breaking the cycle. So when
Yeah.
I come back on a clearer mind. I've got fresher ideas, clearer mind. If sometimes you even solve your problems randomly in that moment, watching a Russian fail. You're like, what? Oh, snap. Okay, okay, I might actually have a plan. You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
just like get out of the norm, do something different, take a break. Um, don't think about what you've been thinking about all the time. Shift your mind somewhere else, read a book, whatever. Just we all need a reset at some point.
No doubt.
Yeah.
100%. 100%. Personally, I've said this a million times, but I think meditation is that best reset.
You see, I need to get into that a bit more. You know, I
Yeah,
need to
brother.
get into that.
It's a tough thing to get into. It's a challenging thing to get into. You can't just wake up one day and decide to be a part of this meditative world. Like you really have to build it up. It's like going to the gym. It's like you're going to go to the gym,
Exactly.
you want to bench press. You're not just going to go ahead from the jump and throw 45s on both sides. Oh, let's throw 2 45s on both sides. No, you better figure out what your bird chest can do before you go putting that weight on there. Because when you drop that thing down, it's going to knock you out or you're going to keep it up. And that's kind of what meditation is. A lot of people go into it and it knocks them down. I can't focus. My mind's running. I can't do this. I don't know how to do it. Yeah. And people don't realize when you attempt to do it, you are doing it. And when you attempt to do it, you're building up your muscle to do it even better. And I think I'm like starting to tap into some crazy shit on my meditation.
Oh, yeah?
I'm not even playing. Like I'm getting to this visual place of where I can close my eyes and I can tap into like this light. I can tap into like this beam. And they equate that to the awakening of the chakras. And when it's dark, there's a blockage somewhere in your temple. There's blocks. But once again, this block is because you haven't gotten your weight up yet, right? You haven't gotten to that, 150-pound bench press, whatever you want to call it, right?
Yeah.
Because you just haven't built up to it. There's a blockage in your muscle stimulation. So there's a blockage in your mind. There's a blockage in your spirit that's keeping you away from tapping into the true benefits of meditations. And sometimes outside of these sparks of light that I get, I'll get like these bursts of energy, these like sensations that shoot up through my spine, that shoot up through my body, that feel like really good. Like, I mean, we're all adults here, but it's close to an orgasm. Like real talk. It's I'm telling you, I'm not fucking around. This is the real deal. All right. Once again, we're all adults listening to this podcast. No, children, if you're under 18 and I said something bad, my apologies. But I'm just keeping it real. This is what it is. This is that energy that is within all of us. And we have the ability to tap into it if we invest into it. And just like the weight room, every time you go back into that weight room, you're going to be stronger. Every time you go into this meditative state, you're going to get stronger. So for those individuals out there that say they can't do it, that say it's not working, that say it's not doing anything, just know that the act of attempting to do it, you're building something up. And eventually, if you stick to it, if you stay consistent, the meditation will become undeniable. And you will yearn for those positive sensations and those positive feelings that you get from it. But it takes a long time being in that gym. It takes a lot of working out mentally. Do work on your body, but do work on your mind.
Yeah, that's facts right there.
It's real. It really is real. And once again, shout outs to your girlfriend for reminding you to jump in on the meditation streams. I appreciate that.
No, man, I always, the thing is like you get the most complaints from people who say their minds are always running. I'm a visual person. I like seeing things. So I'm always trying to watch. You know what I'm saying? Instead of getting into the space where you need to just calm yourself down. So I'm more of a visual person. It's like even if I have to figure anything out, I want to see it and be like, oh, that's how you do it. So that's where my problem lies, I guess. The fact that I'm curious. I'm always curious. It's like, what is going on?
So what you're saying is you'll be meditating, and then out of nowhere, your mind will just jump into like this visual, and your attention span will follow that visual.
Let me say it's more like closing my eyes. I feel like there's something I'm missing out. You see, I'm a person who processes information. When I watch, like it's like if I see you, if I'm watching your stream, right? I want to see what you're doing so I can learn the technique. But if I listen to you, I can get distracted easily. But if I see it, then I'm like, oh, that's how it works. Okay,
interesting.
Cool. Let me try this out. It's like with anything that I figure out, I have to see it, then I can execute it with no flaw. Well, not without a flow, but I understand how to do it. You know what I'm
Makes
saying?
sense.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if it makes sense.
No, it does. It does.
You know, it's like even figuring out a stream. I watched the tutorial. I just saw this guy saying all of this. I was like, okay, I can do that. Cool. And I went and I just started everything. I didn't have to rewatch it again. All I had to do was just see him, and I said, I can do this. You know, it's just how I learned most of the stuff.
Jab, you're the man, bro. I want you to know that. You ever pull up in America and I'm in America, we definitely got to roll up and hit the town.
No, definitely. Definitely. Hopefully, if everything opens up and my country gets unbanned from traveling restrictions, then by December I should be in the country.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
So tell me about your life as a DJ before quarantine hit.
Before quarantine hit, I was okay. So let me maybe explain it like this. So before quarantine was 3 years after I quit my job. So I left my job and to fully do the DJing and not kind of split the time in half because the job I used to do live editing for live TV shows. So I've worked on like all the major marathons in South Africa. I've worked on the athletics. I've worked on cricket matches. When the African Cup of Nations, the soccer tournament was here, I worked on that. And then I quit that and I was like, now I'm focusing on DJing because I've been sharing my time. Because with that job, you work any time of the day, at any hour. So I could get a gig. You could book me today, and then they can call me 3 minutes later and tell me, "Hey, man, we're flying out to the city. We're gonna go do this production tomorrow morning." And now I have to call you back and tell you, "Hey, man, I can't take your gig." So I was like, you know what? It's time to focus on the DJing. I've done this work thing. I did it. It's cool. It's time to go DJing so that I don't get angry in the future that I never did what I wanted to do. You know. And so before quarantine, I had basically for the past 3 years built up my name back again to where it was before. And I was starting to get back into the swing of like getting more gigs outside of the city, obviously gigs out of the country too. I had two lined up before quarantine, a couple of gigs outside the city, and a couple of gigs I'd been working on. And man, COVID hit, bookings went down. Spent my first 2 weeks of lockdown in South Africa stressed because I lost money. Now it's like, damn, I don't have money, no income. You know, I've got savings, but the savings are not for me to spend. They're for like to pay off the house. You know, it's not money for me to spend, so I have no money. And then yeah, basically I took a chill for 2 weeks, thought about everything, and streaming was the way. And so now, because I'm in Africa, right? Not to make it seem bad. It's not like Africa's bad, but there's some parts where it's like, damn, man, I wish I lived in a first world country, you know? Because when we shut down for lockdown, they shut down everything. Like you couldn't order things online. That was the most ridiculous part for me because I was like,
Wow.
I can't buy an iRig to stream now because it's online. I can't go to the shop. I'm locked down. I couldn't buy streaming stuff, so I had to make a plan. I dug around my equipment. I found a bootleg GoPro I had. I was like, boom. Yo, I plugged it in, it worked with OBS. I said, boom, yo, the Lord works for me. I looked around. I found this cable adapter that kind of like lets you plug in a microphone and headphones. Plugged it in, boom, it worked on my phone. I was like, cool. Okay, at least I can start Instagram. Okay, while I figured out everything, and then I managed to get things working, man. Like just picking up scraps in the house, and I'm like, thank goodness I didn't throw stuff away. So coming into this before, I was on a nice tip, but and also there were so many ideas I wanted to execute that I didn't execute, but the lockdown, thank goodness, as much as it's bad, thank goodness that the lockdown happened and the pandemic happened in the sense that it took me to the unknown and taught me new things and took me out of my comfort zone and taught me how to walk into new spaces. Even taught me how to talk on a mic when I'm playing. I never spoke on the mic. It was just something I never did.
Wow. That's crazy because you have such a great, commanding, chill way of hosting your stream, you know. Some DJs on Twitch will talk your head off. I think you do it just enough to where I feel like I'm engaged with you as a listener and we're building a bond, a friendship, but at the same time, you're playing that sauce. Just so everybody knows, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, NoShadowJab on Twitch Tuesdays and Thursdays. Am I right?
So I'm trying to start the Thursdays from next week, which will be tailored for California side, you know, the West Coast. So I'll be able to do something for the West Coast because Tuesdays, a lot of people from the West Coast, California, are complaining. It's too late. It's in the morning. It's like 2 a.m. So I want to do something in the evening, run about this time, South African time, which is in the evening for the Cali folk.
That's right. That's right. You heard what he said. And my man streams amazing music. You're going to get hip hop. You're going to get boom bap. You're going to get R&B. You're going to get soul. You're going to get some world music from Africa as well. You get everything. So check in with him.
Some ballet funk. You know, we just play music. We have fun.
NoShadowJab.
I'm looking at it right now. It looks clean. You have a clean setup. I like the backgrounds that you use too. This is
backgrounds are ice cold, bro. His backgrounds are ice cold.
Wow. Man, I won't lie to you. If I tell you my rig, man, like for streaming, it's like all on a budget.
You look good though, bro.
You would not. No one would be able to know. I can tell you that right now.
That's what I'm saying.
Just you up, if someone had said, "Look at this dude streams," and I looked at it, there's no way I would ever think you're on a budget. You got everything you need, man. That's clean.
Yo, man, I had to do it on a budget. I have no professional lighting. I'm actually using LED lights, floodlights from outside. Wow. That you usually put outside on a building or in your garden, you know, to shine the garden or whatever outside.
Yeah.
But I just put some wax paper on them to diffuse them, you know.
You're killing it, man. You're killing it. You're doing great.
His joint's dope. Jacob also streams. Jacob's gonna come by and check out your stream, and hopefully you get the opportunity to check out Jacob's as well. Jacob is a aspiring, rising recording artist. He raps. He makes really dope tunes. All of which is unreleased right now. And before we get more into that, Jacob, you have such an amazing, consistent workaholic mentality right now. I never got a chance to tap in with you. How does that affect your mental health, my brother?
It definitely makes me exhausted. Like I can definitely feel, you know, when you feel the difference between physically exhausted and mentally exhausted. I can feel myself if I push myself too hard, and I kind of, just like Jab had said, like I know there's days when I need to take breaks, and I'll do whatever I need to do to take breaks. And for me personally, that's going either to go on like a hike, go out on a walk, maybe try to go to the beach or anywhere really to free my mind, because that's really important. Because if you work yourself too hard, you can hear it in your art. Like you can really hear in your art that you are exhausted and you just don't want to be there. And if that's the point, then you shouldn't be there. Just go take a break, come back to it when you feel the need to. And if that's what you got to do, there's nothing wrong with it. It's a natural human emotion. It's a natural thing for us human beings to do. Sometimes we overwork ourselves and sometimes we need a break, and like there's nothing wrong with that. So but that workaholic mentality is, like I've said before, you either have it or you don't. Like once you find, because it doesn't just need to be in general. If you find something you love and you're really working toward it, sometimes you just can't stop. Like I was up till 3:30 in the morning writing songs, and I had been recording all day yesterday. And I was up till 3:30 writing songs, and I was like, yeah, I need to go to bed. So I forced myself to go to bed, but even when I'm laying down, I'm still thinking of shit to say in my head. And so you have to Jab knows. Yeah, you got to find that balance in between. You got to tell yourself, like, chill out, calm down, take a breath. You're good. Relax. Focus on the present, and the future will take care of itself. And that's what
I know. I'll go to bed and think I'm done for the day, and then a song will pop up like, oh snap, I need to download this.
Yeah, man, it's crazy.
I need to go find the song,
but that's how you know you love it. That's how you know that you love it. Like that's a good. It's a good thing too at the same time.
True.
That's a beautiful image. A DJ sitting in bed, getting ready to go to sleep, wind down. He's closed his eyes, and all of a sudden it's like, oh shit, I gotta get that new. Gotta get that old.
That's why I wake up at 4 a.m. to do my downloading.
Wow. That's real, bro.
Every day at 4 a.m., no fail. Download music, sort out anything, do editing clips or whatever I need to do before the day starts. So I can start posting, everything is ready, can take wifey to work. And then when I come back, I start my day like a normal people.
Amazing, brother. Amazing. Yeah, I can't lie. I've been in full workaholic mode lately. I don't know what happened. I don't know what hit me, but something just jumped out. I'm pushing hard on Twitch. I'm pushing hard on podcasts. I'm pushing hard on TikTok. I'm trying to get back on the gram. I'm trying to be active on Twitter. I'm trying to get my YouTube's going. I got 3 or 4 different channels that I'm consistently uploading to. I'm trying to do it on a weekly basis. I've been busy, working, super workaholic mode, so much to the point where I haven't even had a bite to eat today. When I work hard, I don't get hungry. When I tap into the zone, like my appetite's gone. And here it is, almost 9 p.m. and I'm about to have my first bite to eat. And we are at time for this first round here. No pressure, but I would love to do another round with the both of you. We're going to come back and we're going to talk music because this DJ here is absolutely incredible and his palette for music is also incredible. We're also going to talk about what Jacob's cooking up if he doesn't mind opening up that box, because he's been very quiet about it. I think it's kind of time you start spilling some of these beans. You know what I'm saying?
We can talk about it.
And of course, we're going to check in with mental health. So stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. When we come back, we're going to get into it. No shadow jab, ladies and gentlemen. No shadow jab.
Yes, sir.
And my co-host, Jacob, of course. One love, everybody. Stick around. Yes.
Yeah, tomorrow I'm gonna take her to the shoe store.
But after that shit, I'm gonna find some new floors.
Catch me high as fuck in the food court. With the meal for my dreams.
Pretty cool, girl.
And I'm a cup like Simba. But I'm old enough to keep you warm. Simba. Met a Spanish girl in the
Tienda.
I bought her a
Kenda.
and she let me
and her.
Lord, forgive us for sins.
Flimsy went off on that girl.
Again, I know you. Yeah. Tell them ladies that we.
Shout out Flimsy.
And if you got the week, you know the
old school, my brother and me right there. You can't find that, man.
Who was that?
Haters that we.
It's Dot D, my brother T-Man,
And tell the game.
and my stepbrother Flimsy. All brothers on that. It goes in. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are back, and we got No Shadow Jab in the house. Let's talk about hip hop, gentlemen.
Yes, sir.
Because I know No Shadow Jab is a big fan of it, and as of me and Jacob as well, as of always, I think we can all agree hip hop is such an incredible language and art form, and it has changed the world. You know, from America to Europe to Africa, wherever. Beautiful things, man. What do you got to say about that, Jab?
One thing I can say, one thing I can definitely say is, man, hip hop is great because it teaches you confidence. You know, that's one thing. People look at like the negative, the swear words, the gangster rap, and like, okay, cool. But look at what it teaches you at the core. You know, it teaches you confidence. It teaches you to walk out there and believe you're the best. It teaches you to go out there if you get hit down. It's like hip hop takes from kung fu movies. You know what I'm saying? The kung fu guy gets there, gets beaten up, he goes back, sharpens his sword, comes back. Boom, he's the master now. So that's what I look at. Like hip hop teaches you those types of things. There's things you can take out that are positive. Also, hip hop taught me things like I used to listen to Cannabis and he spoke about iridium. I never knew what iridium was. But it made me research some words that the rappers were talking about. So I think there's positive things from hip hop that we can learn, except just looking at the negative stuff. If we look at the right, like I say, channel the energy in the right direction.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I believe, yeah, hip hop, man, teaches a lot of people confidence. It's all taught us something in some way. You know
No
what I'm
doubt. I love that
Yeah.
image that you said that hip hop is confidence. And for whatever reason, I automatically thought not of the typical hip hop fan, but I imagined like a businessman or someone in corporate that's making like, $100,000 decisions, like, at the drop of a
Definitely.
dime, drop of a tone, and then like him turning on like Kanye or something like after he made the
Yeah.
deal, because that's
Yeah.
like exactly what you're talking about. Like that Kanye energy
Yeah.
gave
Definitely,
him the
man.
confidence to just blow down the world and get that deal, get that money,
Exactly. Exactly, man. Even just stepping out there, and like you, a musician. So you make great music, man. But without that confidence, you wouldn't be able to put it out for us to see it on your streams. You wouldn't be able to, it teaches you that. It's like, yo, put it out, and we're willing to learn, and
Yeah. That's the true side about the artist, because every time you put yourself out there, you're putting yourself on the line, right? You're
yeah, yeah,
really exposing yourself, and your brain and your artistry is like representing the way you live life, the way you see like your secrets, your fears, your loves, your lust.
yeah,
It's all of that. And to really allow people to tap into that is one thing, like you said. And then at the same time, you have to remember to perform on
true,
top of all of that, which
yeah.
is such a big challenge. You are on stage all the time.
Yeah, man. It's like, yeah. One thing I wanted to ask you guys, especially Damien, you are artist. Jacob, you do you perform also?
Not not currently, but eventually, yes.
And then, but you do your streams where you obviously do your productions live, right?
I do not yet at least. I've played some of my joints live for people though, and
Okay.
they be liking it. But yeah,
Okay. So my question is the performance anxiety now. It's like, how do you guys deal with now, knowing that you're going to present your art to people, or do you ever get nervous? Do you like when you worry? How do you deal with it? Is there a way you coach yourself? Is do you maybe have a shot? What's the process? That's quite interesting for me.
I think. Dame, you want to take it first? Or you want me to?
Go ahead, Jacob.
I think for me, like my last stream was Tuesday, and I had tweeted it out and posted it in my Discord. I was like, "Hey guys, I'm gonna be playing unreleased music that's not gonna make the project on my stream." And I was so excited to play it, but then
Yeah.
right before stream happened, I was getting like my stomach was dropping. I was feeling all
Yeah.
nervous, and I was like, these aren't even like on the project. These are throwaways, and I'm nervous to play these for people.
Yeah.
But even then, more so like people I know. It's weird playing music around people I know that have known me all my life, because they listen in a different sense because they know you, so they're more critical over critical, or it's just like it's two
Yeah.
completely different visions when you're showing it to someone that has known you forever and someone
Yeah.
who does not know you and is listening with an open mind, not knowing what to expect. So it's really different. It depends on what it is, but like I'm sure whenever I drop my project, I'm gonna be nervous, but that's a part of the game, and that's why
Yeah.
I'm taking my time with mine. Is like I want it to be perfect, and I want it to be when I drop it, I'm proud of it. And if someone doesn't
Yeah.
like it, that's cool. That's if you don't like it, you don't like it. But I'm proud of it, and at the end of the day, that's all that fucking matters. That's what I'm
Yeah.
doing right.
Yeah.
Amen.
And
Amen.
that's dope. That's dope right there.
Thank you,
That
man.
is
Thank
dope
you.
right there, man. And
Thank
you,
you.
Damien, how do you deal with your performance like anxiety? And I'm sure you've been on stage prior to the pandemic.
I've been on stage a
You were
lot
on
in my
stage.
life.
Yeah,
My whole
yeah,
life has been a stage, or training for the stage. Of course, that
yeah.
started probably in high school,
Okay.
but from then on, it was always about the stage. It took me a while to decide if I wanted to do acting or music, but I think once I picked up that mic and I did Outcast, Hey Ya,
Yeah.
at Woodland High School,
Oh yeah.
Performing School of the Arts, magnet school, quote unquote. It was like supposed to be the school out of the whole city that I grew up in that was best for performing arts.
Yeah.
And I'll start it from there as far as like the fear goes. And for as long as I can remember, I don't necessarily remember fear.
Yeah.
I remember freshman year, the first time I would have been in front of the most people at once. And there wasn't a fear there. There was an objective. There was something that I had to accomplish, points that I had to hit. And that was it. It was
Yeah.
just, I think it was pumped. I think I get pumped. I get excited.
Yeah.
Like I get excited about the stage because it's my favorite place in the world, the
Yeah.
stage, because you have the opportunity to say something and do something. I think that's kind of the root of it all. It's like this
Yeah.
idea of you have the microphone. Now, what are you gonna say? What are you gonna do? All eyes on you. And
Yeah.
whether it's acting or singing, it's a powerful thing. It's a very
Yeah.
powerful feeling. It's a great feeling. I think it's my favorite feeling in the world. And I think that is the tragedy of most artists. They want that feeling. And once you get a taste of that feeling, once you get off stage, that's the part I don't want to do. I don't want the show to end.
Yeah. Yeah.
Getting off the stage is like a lot
Difficult.
for me. It's the
Yeah.
come down, exactly. And
Yeah.
and being on stage, being at Barclays Center, being at Madison Square Garden, being at the Public Theater in New York. It doesn't matter which stage I was on in New York. Every one of those stages gave me the same feeling internally, and I kind of wanted more all the time by the time it's ended on all those stages because
Yeah.
it's just a beautiful feeling. So I think that's a long way of answering your question. If
Yeah.
do I get afraid? I don't think I really get afraid. And even now, in this day and age, in this world that we're living in, this internet world where we have to be on Twitch and stuff, I'm more worried about the technical issues. I'll be worried
Yeah.
about that. That'll make me nervous. That'll make
Yeah.
me like, oh damn, what am I gonna do? But on the other side, like I love to stream
Yeah.
because it's the closest thing you can get to a stage in a pandemic, point blank. And what's
True.
weird is a lot of people haven't figured that out yet. I think on
Yo, you
like a massive scale, but I think it's gonna
you,
slowly start turning. I know
you know
both
what
of
was
you have.
funny?
Go ahead.
What was funny is I just well, like now I was in the little break we had. I was just watching some I wouldn't say a blogger who's turned DJ, and um, and they were talking about streaming, and they were like, "Yeah, I don't like streaming. There's no crowd interaction." And what you're saying that some people haven't figured it out. I sat there and I was like, "Yo, you just don't know how it works. Like you can actually get into action, like
Yeah.
from a stream. It's just different, but you can get into action. It
Yeah.
just works differently, And it's like it's that thing of people don't want to explore. People are afraid of what they don't know. That's the thing, you know what I'm saying?
That's
But coming
facts.
back, but coming back to the anxiety thing, so I won't lie to you, I get a lot of anxiety every time I stream. Like not in a bad way, not in like hectic, but I always worry, like, oh man, am I gonna like I just hope I don't mess this up today, I just hope today is like I just good energy.
Yeah.
And but I just have a little thing where I have to talk to myself, like, yo, you got this. You've done this before, you got this, but I have to have those nerves in order for me to perform. The day when I'm not nervous, that's when I know I'm not on my game, because those nerves keep me in check for me. So I kind of have to have that nerve. Even when I used to work in live TV, if I don't get nervous before a show, then I know I might mess up today because I'm overconfident.
That's really interesting too.
Yeah,
I love that, because there's a mentality that it takes to arrive, and if you're not thinking properly, you will make a mistake, no doubt.
Yeah. So for me, I have to. Those nerves is kind of like a check. Like, hey, remember, stay in your game. Don't sleep. Yeah.
Right.
You know.
No doubt, man. It's something else. It really is. And this person that you said that doesn't understand it, I think they will eventually, because I am not trying to be, depressing, I guess is maybe the best word right now. But I don't know. I did hear on the news today, thanks to the vaccine, everything will be back to normal by summer. I heard that on the news. Scientists say. But even things going back to normal, will concerts ever really get back to normal? I don't think so. Do you?
My theory is 2022, man. That's when everything will start looking like it's getting normal again. Because you got to understand one thing is, as much as the vaccines roll out, not everybody's taking them. Not everybody is adhering to everything. There's already people going out. In South Africa, we're gonna expect our third wave in winter, because our winter is coming back again. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, my thing is, it's even now it's opening up again. Because people are complaining they need to make money. But I'm still like, I'm gonna continue streaming, even if I reduce it to 1 day a week. And then do gigs if it's safe, when it's safe to do so. But I still want to continue streaming. That cannot end. It's a lane I don't want to end.
I do know that The Weeknd just announced his 2022 tour, his world tour. He has dates from I think it's mid 2022 to end of 2022. But he's definitely banking on these vaccines working. I can tell you that right now.
Yeah. No, a lot of people are getting gigs. I was watching another podcast. DJs are getting booked already. That side. But yeah, I mean,
all we can do is hope and just have the best intentions that it does get better, because no one wants to no one wants all this to happen. We want to get out and get back to I miss concerts, man. Concerts are good. Concerts are good for everyone. It doesn't matter who you're seeing, as long as I've never seen a bad side of a concert. I mean, obviously there's people who do dumb stuff, can get in fights and all that, but overall, besides all that, concerts are good for everyone. Music is a good, healthy art for the human brain, and it brings people together, it connects people. And I'm always thinking that first concert, though, when it is back to normal, that's gonna hit different. It's gonna go crazy, because everyone's gonna be so excited. It's gonna bring all these people together, and I can't even imagine it.
So my question is, and when the scene comes back, do you think people are still gonna be about the same type of music, in terms of we've heard a lot of repetitive stuff on radio, and
it's an interesting question.
Or do you think, because now we've been sitting in the pandemic and we've had a chance to revisit old music, discover new music, do you think it might change how the scene might be? Or
I mean, times definitely always change the music, and it depends on when it comes back. But I don't know, man. That's a good question. I think it depends, because before the pandemic happened, there was all these tours that people were looking forward to going to. They had all these tickets. And I know I had tickets to a few shows, and now I still want to see them just because I was supposed to see them. See them, and now I'm I just want to get out of the way because I feel like I need to. But it really just depends. That's a great question. I have no idea.
You, Damien?
Man, I think that's an excellent question. Yeah. And I think there's an obvious answer, low key. I think things have changed. But based on me saying that, we haven't seen a shift in the music that's being released. It's still the same vibe. We're still in this, okay, let's twerk and dance.
Fingers.
Or let's dance. You know, what's the other message? I don't know. It's all about dancing right now, which is a good thing, maybe. I've noticed a lot of dance tracks. Maybe that's because the industry has moved into this place where they understand you can capitalize off of dance. Maybe. I don't know. Or you can capitalize off of that energy. I would think naturally coming out of this, we would be in a different mindset. But I definitely agree with Jacob 150%. Whoever does have that first concert, when everyone's all thumbs up and we're all clear, it's going to be a banging ass show. Like people are going to be there feeling good.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I would guess 75% of the crowd would still kind of be like, just kind of in the back of their head, like hanging in the back of their head, you know? I don't know. I hope I'm wrong. Like I said, I don't want to be depressing because I just told you the stage is my favorite place in the world. I want to get back to the stage. I want to get back into venues in front of real places and people and do things, you know?
Yeah, no,
I can only go so far. But at the same time, I think much like how, you know, they're shutting things down as far as like going to shop in places, and they're kind of wanting us to consume products through the internet, ordering them through Amazon. I meant to ask earlier, do you have Amazon?
Yeah, we do. It just takes longer to get here, especially with the pandemic now. Yeah.
Okay. So
but we also have our own version of Amazon. Sorry.
Okay. What's that called? Just out of curiosity.
It's called Take a Lot. Sorry, I'm just need to plug in my laptop.
Oh, good.
It's called Take a Lot.
Take a Lot. Interesting. Yeah. Okay. So, and my point was, because they're kind of shifting us in that direction, I do think that it's going to move to virtual tours. It's going to move to virtual concerts, virtual shows, virtual reality. In fact, like, what if you could pull up to a show, and get on Twitch and look at the screen?
Hey, so let me
go there with Jacob, go there with Jab, and look around. We're in our own world. You have your own avatar. The way graphics are going now, you could probably put your own face on there with your own reaction.
True.
And it would be just like you hanging out. And you can go to the concert and turn it up as loud as you want, be in whatever state of mind you want to be in, and not have to worry how you're getting home.
That's another thing about these streams. For me, it's like a way to see my favorite DJs, my favorite people, and like you're saying, taking into that space now, the virtual reality. It's gonna be crazy, you know. It's gonna be crazy. Like if I could just, but now also, you know that episode of Black Mirror.
Which season?
Which one?
I forgot which season, but the one where they play a game. It's two homies that play a game, and then
I haven't seen it yet. It's like a fighting game. It's kind of like Mortal Kombat or something.
Yeah.
All right, no spoilers. I'm gonna check it out.
Go watch it. I'm not gonna spoil it, but that season, you telling me that now, it's like, oh, but it's gonna get hectic now, like because you know your world might end up online. You might live in this virtual reality because it might seem better than your real life. You get what I'm saying? You might try to take up the avatar as your life. You know?
Yeah,
it's true.
Yeah, which is scary because then it kind of disconnects us from what being human is.
But would you maybe even argue that that's already happening?
I mean, I can say it is already happening because I see the amount of time it takes me because I have a lot of people support me. I have to show the support back. I can't watch everybody at the same time,
Yeah.
and not all the time. But and I know it when you watch, you have to hang out. You can't, and I know that already. Twitch is consuming at the same time,
Yeah.
you know. So already we're kind of in that world because we're living in the chat right now,
Yeah.
you know.
Definitely living in the chat right now.
Yeah, the club is the chat right now. you know, you walk in the chat, yo, what up, Damien? What up, Jacob? Hey, what's good? What's good? The DJ is shouting you out as you walk into the club. You know,
Yeah.
you chatting now. But it's cool.
But that's it. That's exactly what it is. You're walking into the club and the DJ is shouting you out.
Yeah,
It feels good because you don't have anywhere else to be. You don't have any other way of seeing your friends. That's why I love when my friends stream, because when I go to the streams, I'm hanging out with the homie. It's the close hanging out with the homie.
Think about this. Like all three of us right now are on different continents in the world right now. And we're all still grouped together by the internet, by all of this at the same time. And that in itself is just crazy to think about.
It's one thing I've always said though is that yo man, the world is bigger than where you are.
Yeah.
And right now we're in a time where it's time to explore the world. From your couch, from your living room, or your bedroom, or wherever you are. It's time to explore the world.
That's a deep one right
Yeah,
there.
yeah. No, here's the thing. The funny thing is, a lot of DJs were in SA are not about the streaming. Either they're just not about uh, putting in the work to get it set up. Some either are lazy, some are radio DJs, which I understand they busy. Some people didn't invest in equipment, and which I fight DJs about every day. I'm like, man, you cannot have an art or start an art or work in an art and you don't have equipment. You got a drum machine. Jacob has got his tools to make his art. Without that, you can't really say you're making art because you know. And that's the beef I have with people. It's like, yo, collect the equipment, get your tools ready, so that even when the pandemic shuts down, all I had to do was look in my house and I had all my equipment around.
It's like if you're gonna get your driver's license, you need a car.
Yeah.
And it's kind of the same idea. Like, what's the point of
Yeah.
getting your driver's license if you don't have anything to practice with or anything
You
like that?
see? And it's those types of things. It's like, yo, you have to be prepared. And by being prepared is having your tools to get prepared.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. If you don't have the tools, I look at DJs and I'm like, guys, let's stream. Yeah, I don't have this. I don't have equipment. Ish. Okay.
It's an
Okay, now.
excuse. It's an excuse.
Yeah.
If you want it, you'll find a way. You found a way.
Dude,
You wanted it, you found a way. And that's just the truth. If you really want it and you really want to do it, you will find a way, no matter who, what, when, where, why, or how. You will find a way to do it with no excuse.
Exactly. And you can only help people so far, man. From there on, it's up to them.
It's true. It's the truth.
Yeah. I literally give people the blueprint and say, this is how you do it. This is how I got to where I am. This is the blueprint. Every step I took. And I had to learn this the hard way. Here's the blueprint. But are people going to come? My following is on Instagram. Dude, they'll never know about Twitch if you don't go there and start advertising it.
Yeah, it's like one of my homies, one of my good friends is a nutritionist, and he posted something to his Instagram story yesterday. He was just kind of letting out some steam, and he's like, "Listen, I don't care what diet you do. Everyone asks me this question: what diet works?" And he's like, "The truth is, every diet you use will work. It's just if you actually do it, you have to have consistency, and it works beyond diets. It's worth everything in your life. If you want a stable life where you actually see results in anything, you have to consistently stick to it and find a way to do it. Otherwise, you're just wasting your time." And I was like, damn, he's spitting facts right now.
No, that's the truth. That's the truth.
It is.
That's the truth right there, man.
That's crazy. That is very deep and very true. I like that comparison there from the diet to life. You could write a whole book about that. What's this
Probably.
name? What's his name?
The dude who said that?
Yeah.
Johnny Valdez.
Shout outs to Johnny Valdez.
Big shouts out, yeah. I've known him since grade school. He's on an amazing transformation with his weight loss journey, and he's getting a lot of traction. He has I think he has 80,000 followers on TikTok now, and he's building his own brand and stuff. I'm so proud of him, man. It's amazing to see. He's an inspiration to me, and we always since day one we've always told each other all of our dreams, goals, and it's amazing when you watch that play out for people. And why wouldn't you root for someone? I don't get that, because I know people who we grew up with or people around that just hate. And it's why? What do you gain from that? People are out doing their dreams, following their goals, and you're sitting here just bringing them down. What are you gaining?
That's because they're jealous. It's jealousy.
They are. It stems from jealousy, and they didn't do it themselves, and it makes them uncomfortable. It makes them uncomfortable to see other people succeed with what they love.
Also, man, let me tell you, there's also that syndrome. Well, not a syndrome, but that thing of the people that know you the closest. It gets hard for them to support you because they've known you for that long.
It's true, and that's what I was saying earlier about playing music. When you play music in front of people that have known you the longest, they judge it the hardest.
Yeah.
And when you play music for someone who doesn't know you, they like it the most. It's the craziest thing in the world. And it's not even just with music. It could be with anything, you know.
With it's like I know I got a homie and he always complains, yo man, some of my homies don't pitch up to the gigs. What's going on? I'm like, man, these are your homies. They grew up with you. They don't think you should it's not in a bad way. They don't feel the need to support you because they've been around you.
Yeah.
And don't feel bad. It's just work hard. They'll see it later that actually they missed out.
Well, you guys,
and honestly,
I hate to cut you off. I'm really sorry. I just want to go ahead and throw this in there. And then you can take it back, Jacob. I'm sorry for cutting you off.
Yeah, that's all good.
The reality of what this actually is. This is the realization of your closest friends that you are rising in status and success, and they are stagnant.
I was just going to say that.
They can't rise with you and they're not doing anything. They feel that it's easier to bring you down, to try and bring you back down to their level in whatever way they can, whether that's criticizing you, whether that's not supporting you, whether that's just watching you from afar and seeing what happens. The closest homies hate it when you succeed, but it's exactly what Jab said. They weren't your homies to begin with. Man, fuck those dudes. Oh shit. I tried to skip, but I couldn't.
It's true. It's true. It speaks reality. If people around you are doing that, then it just shows that they're just going to stay stagnant, because if someone is really out there pushing for their dreams or goals, whatever it is, then they're going to understand that grind and that hustle, and they're going to respect it, and they're going to be there to support you because they know exactly what that is like. And the ones who aren't there are not the ones. It speaks on their mentality, and it speaks a lot about them. And I'm not throwing shade at anyone or anything, but it really does. It shows character, and it shows how their brain works.
Yeah. So I look at it differently at the same time, in the sense that, look, I look at it that sometimes your homies don't know. You know what I'm saying? And it's not their fault. They might not know the what is about to happen or what you are about, or maybe they've got their own problems, which is cool and understandable. So I kind of look at them, and I don't try to get mad at them. It's more of cool. Still my homie. Cool. Don't worry about it. Let me work. You'll see it. You'll catch up later. It's all good. Doesn't mean you won't be my homie later, but you'll see it. Because sometimes your homies don't believe you. I know, uh, there's a homie of mine. He really wants to rap, but I really think this guy cannot rap. But he wants to do it, and he's doing it whether I dig it or not. And I'm like, and I said to him, look, man, I don't think you're good, but if you really want to do this, do this. But just know I'm going to let you know if this is not cool. You my homie. You've tried this before in my
That's
bedroom
real.
rapping, but do it. And that's for me. It's like that's where you show your support to a homie. If they're really adamant, show them the support, but still be honest with them as a homie. And say, hey man, you've got skills in marketing, rather. Take it there.
Yeah. So I would say, just like a general question, I'm just asking this. The homies who don't understand it, would you say that's because of their lack of drive toward their own goals, or because they just flat out maybe just don't see it? Because I can get the whole part though about like the mental health and people going through their own stuff. I get that is very valid. But the other homies, because I do have some friends like that I've thought about that for a while. I'm like, oh, they just don't understand it. But then as time goes on, they're just in the same spot in the same place. It's made me think, I'm like, maybe it's just their mindset is because everyone around them is stagnant and they see you going and they're just like ignoring it because they're so used to staying in the same spot they don't want to see other people succeed. But would you say that could be a factor as well, maybe?
So I would say maybe there's two types of homies that don't understand. One is one that maybe is cool with you, but might not be into the same things as you, and therefore they don't understand your path. They might not, because there's you get those friends that are cool with you, but they still don't respect the arts. Yeah, they think you because you an artist or you work on your own free time. You work on your time. You don't have nothing to do because you don't have a boss. You know what I'm saying? There's those that don't understand that part. Therefore, they don't take you seriously and think, he'll get out of this phase and get a real job at some time.
Yeah.
And then there's those who look at you and like look at a distance and like, damn, how come he's making that move? That was supposed to be my move. Or man, yo, this guy's making the move. They're just hating because they're not making the move.
Yeah.
And they kind of feel like they left out. Well, that's where it comes to like, don't focus on somebody's energy, focus on your energy.
Yeah.
Focus on what you're putting out. Because the minute you think about somebody else, you're not thinking about what you're doing. You're thinking about what they're doing. And then the ones who don't respect, it's a matter of not trying to prove them, but doing things for yourself. And that will show them what is great. Like I know people who might not have respected me, but when a certain move happened, I'd get a call from them. Yo, I see you, man. You actually doing something. It's like, oh, now because I'm on this platform, now you feel you can give me the props. When I was pushing it the whole time, you didn't say, yo, you're dope. And it's like some people wait for you to get an accolade for them to respect you for it.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, you can wait for the accolade, but I'd rather get my accolades in silence. So when I retire and sit back and put them on the table, you're like, oh shit, this whole time? I'm like, yeah, but I ain't about it. Don't worry.
Yeah. Isn't it funny how that works? The same people who talk shit about you, like while you're grinding, and you're going through the phases, they talk shit about you and they see it happen. And all of a sudden they come out and they're like, yo, what's good? Hope you're doing well. Saw you do the blah, 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 blah. Hit me up sometime. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Like,
I just forgot. Like,
that's the thing, man. That's the thing.
Unfortunately, gentlemen, we're running out of time here. And we're going to bring this to a close. But I think the moral of the story here for this excellent conversation is no matter what anyone says, no matter if anyone supports you, no matter if you're getting the retweets or the likes, no matter what, whatever you're doing, it's not about what equipment you have. It's not about what you don't have. It's not about the excuses of what's holding you back from what you want to do. You have to do what you want to do, and you have to consistently do it. Those were definitely the key takeaways and keywords that I definitely digested from this amazing conversation. NoShadowJab, my brother. It is such a pleasure for you to come down and kick it with us. We really, really, really appreciate it.
Really appreciate it very much, man. One more thing is let's all help each other and build each other, man. Like, one thing I believe is, man, you might meet somebody that can't help you, but could help somebody you know. So connect people. That's what my streaming is about. That's what when you jump into my chat, I'm like, yo, everybody, let's meet up with each other, talk to each other, discover what everybody does. So you can meet somebody that could help you in one way or another. It might be a designer, you might need an editor for your YouTube channel. Let's chat. The world is big.
I hear
let's
you 150%, my brother. I hear
yeah,
you, man. And that's a part of your energy that I resonated with and definitely
yeah.
made me stick around. And now I'm really happy we developed this friendship. Is really special because you're right. You never know who's in the chat. You never know what they do. We do have
Exactly.
to use this internet that we have now to connect with new people more than ever because it's all we have. You can't go to
Yeah,
the bar and meet some random cool cat who's going to change your life because there are
exactly.
bars, at least where we are. And if you put yourself out there on the internet and explore these amazing platforms that are taking over the world and people are
Exactly.
changing their lives on them every day, just like Jacob said, just like the homie. It's amazing, you know, the motivation and the inspiration between people and what's inside of people and what's inside of people when we connect with each other and when we help each other and what we build together and what we can create just from positive energy. Just like the homie Jacob said, there's no reason for you to be sitting around bashing somebody, watching them as they're trying to rise. What is that accomplishing for you? And
That's facts.
Jacob, I'm going to let you close it out, my brother, because I'm just.
Yeah, I would say my takeaways were consistency. If you want it, you'll get it. Keep the grind up, and honestly, support, because that's the biggest thing you can do for one another, regardless, even if they're your friend or not. Support. Leave a like, leave a comment, let people know. Support goes the longest way, more than you will ever know. And I want to give a big shout out to all of our listeners right now listening. Thank you for listening. We hope you guys are doing well. Please go out and support a friend today. Just go reach out, go talk to someone, see how they're doing, and let them know that you support them.
Facts.
Amazing energy, amazing energy. NoShadowJab. Any last words? Everybody's gonna check out your stream Tuesday, Thursday.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Tuesdays I stream twice now. I do the midday vibes, which is 12 p.m. South African time, which should be, I think that is, I can't convert it, but 12 p.m. South African time, Central African time, and then I do another one in the evening at 3 p.m. Eastern time, 10 p.m. South African time.
Yes, sir.
On Tuesdays, and then Saturdays, 9 p.m. South African time. I'm not lying to you. 2 p.m. Eastern time. Yes.
We love you.
Yeah, but thank you very much, family. I appreciate you.